Hello, everybody. It's Makito. I hope everybody's having a good day and has had a good day so far. We have a good Champions League slate. I did not have a video yesterday because it was a small slate. There wasn't many picks that I found that I like, and I've always said I'm only gonna post when I find plays that I like. I'm not gonna force the video, but I have a big Champions League slate. I had a lot of games to work with. I found plays that I like, and as always, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment. Not later tonight. They would be tomorrow before the games. But even then, I'm not sure if I'm going to have more because I am going to be at work. And obviously, can't really be taking out of time while I'm there unless I'm like on a break or a lunch or whatever to look at the play. So if I do have any, which I'm not sure if I will, they will be in the pinned comment. And I'd also let you know in the Discord. Link for that in the description. But also quickly, before I get into the video, I just wanted to ask y'all to see what y'all think. Since the beginning of this channel, I've had this format where I do some money lines and I do some player props because I do the player props for the fantasy apps like Prize Picks mainly, and then I do the money lines for people that are on sportsbooks and stuff like that. But other than like just the record wise, there's not really a way for me to track whether like if you follow my picks whether you'll be profitable or not. So I wasn't sure if I should just keep the same format. I've just kind of been thinking on it, or if I should do something like a slip on Prize Picks or just go straight to only sportsbook. That way I can give y'all an actual line with odds. That way I can actually track what the profits and stuff are, which is what I believe most channels do. That's how you can track their channels and see whether you're profitable or not. So I've thought about switching to that format or just keeping the same format, not changing anything. So I just want to know what your guys' opinion on it is. I'm just thinking about what I should do. Like I said, I'm thinking about a way to track things, and I just want to know what you guys think. So, but other than that, I'll get straight into the plays. And the first play that I found that I like is Richarlison to go higher than 2.5 shots away from home for Tottenham, going up against Bodo Glimt. He's getting consistent playing time this season, especially since Dominic Solanke and Kolo Muani, two strikers for Tottenham, which is a position that he plays, are out injured. He's gone over in 3 of 6 games so far, so 50% of the games, and he's played full minutes in 3 of those 6 games as well. And the games that he got subbed out in 2 of them because he got a yellow card, so they didn't want to risk him getting a red, and then he got subbed out after a big lead, and he went over in that game. So as long as he doesn't get a yellow card, and even if he does get subbed out due to a big lead, he will be a part of it. And I like the matchup here against Bodo Glimt, who gave up 26 shots in the first game to Slavia Prague. That's a lot of shots, and Tottenham can get similar numbers to that. Might be a little less because 26 is a high number, but they can get a lot of shots. They played each other last season in the semifinals of the Europa League. In that game, in the first game, Tottenham took 24 shots, so they got similar to those 26. But after they built up that big lead, they played a lot more defensively in that second game, and they won that game, but only took 8 shots. But if it's a 0-0 game like this, they will be attacking. They can get a lot of shots. And it's similar. It was a similar story last season with Bodo Glimt just being weak defensively. They gave 33 shots to Lazio, 27 and 18 across 2 legs to Olympiacos, 16 shots to Nice, 14 to Besiktas, 20 to Man U. So they allow a lot of shots, and it happened in the first game this season, and I see that happening again against Tottenham, who already did it against them as well. Besides, he's a versatile striker in the Premier League with the shots that he's taken so far this season. He's taken 6 headers, 5 with his right, and 3 with his left. So he's versatile. He can shoot with either foot, and I just like the line and the matchup. So I like Richarlison to go higher than 2.5 shots. And the second play that I found that I like is Jan Sommer and Stanek to go higher than 6 saves combo for in the game against Inter and Slavia Prague. Originally, I was just going to do Stanek over 4 saves. And if you can still lean towards that if you're not confident in taking a combo, because I know a lot of people don't like to take them unless they're taking the under. But if he does go over and ends with exactly 5, we would just need 2 Sommer saves to still hit this play as well. And I like the odds of him getting at least 2 and just the safety net at 6.0. But if this gets bumped up to 6.5 or 7, just take Stanek instead. But at 6.0, I like this line. In the first game, Slavia gave Bodo Glimt 11 shots, but 10 of those were on target, and they were at home in that game. Now they're away in Inter, who are great at home, especially in the Champions League. Last season, they knocked out Barca and Bayern Munich in the Champions League League at home. They beat Leipzig, they beat Arsenal, and now they're playing Slavia Prague, so they have a great matchup. And in home games so far this season, they've taken 9, 4, and 6 shots on target. And Slavia Prague, on the other hand, last season when they were playing European teams in the European competition that they participated in, they gave up 7 shots on target to Malmo, 7 to PAOK, 5 to Frankfurt. So they will give up these opportunities, and I don't see Slavia Prague stopping an Inter Milan side who are fully healthy. They can also be tricky though, especially off the counter attack, hence why I'm taking also Sommer to get those saves as well. Besides, in those home games as well, they have done well, but they have also gave up 5, 4, and 5 shots on target, and it's not like they were playing super great opposition. They played Sassuolo and Udinese and Torino, so that's like kind of similar teams to Slavia Prague. So, and in those games, they gave those shots on target, and the keeper had 2+ saves in all 3 of those games. So, Inter and Stanek can potentially get this on his own. But with the combo, we need at least 2 Sommer saves, and I like the odds of Slavia attacking and Inter being somewhat leaky on defense. So I like this play. Sommer and Stanek to go higher than 6 saves, the keeper combo. But before I get into my money line plays, I would really appreciate it if everybody liked the video and commented as well. It's a great way to support the channel, whether it's just dropping a comment showing support, whether it's asking questions. And then also I mentioned what I was thinking about in the beginning of the video. So if you could drop your input, that would be great as well. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos go out. And I do also let y'all know in my Discord, which is linked in the description as well, if you're interested in that. It's completely free. It is not a premium. I do not hide any picks at all. You can get them all for free on my YouTube here and in the pinned comment. It's just for those that want to get notified for when the videos go out. And it's a great community where people post their own plays. You can put your plays in, get input, and just great community where people talk during the games as well and bet on anything you can possibly bet on. So interested, link for that in the description. And I do have my YouTube membership linked as well, or a join button next to the subscribe button, just for those that want to support the channel a little more and get the content out earlier. So if you're not a member, those that are already got the video before everybody else. So if you're interested in that, link for that as well. And I have Outlier, which is great for club soccer and all the other sports, MLB, NFL, where you can find great plays. You can research your own picks, home, away, with or without players. Anything you can think of, you can filter it out and find great plays. Link for that in the description. But I really want to thank anybody and everybody who supports me in any way. And now get straight into my moneyline plays. When it comes to my first money line play, I figured it was a great time, since Champions League is starting up, to bring back the ladder challenge. For those that don't know, I usually do a 5-day challenge. Start off with 25 and then make plays anywhere between plus 100 to minus 150, around there. After 5 days, that should be, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 500. 5-day challenge, why not? For this slip, I got this from minus 129. All of these are in the Champions League. And the first one is Tottenham to win or draw, going up against Bodo Glimt. They have done well this season. They've beat Man City. They drew to Brighton away from home. They won the first Champions League against Villarreal. And Glimt has impressed, especially last season. But their defense is the main key, and it's why I like Tottenham better. And I kind of mentioned that in the first, and when I mentioned that Richarlison pick. This season so far, they have conceded in 6 straight, and they were eliminated by Tottenham last year in the semifinal, 5-1 on aggregate. So they were only able to score 1. They were leaky on defense. Tottenham were able to score 5. They took advantage of that weak defense. They only conceded once across both games and held Bodo Glimt to only 3 shots on target altogether. And I just don't see Bodo Glimt outscoring Tottenham in this game. And even with injuries, Tottenham has still done well. In the attack, they still have Xavi Simons, Mohamed Kudus, 2 great signings. Richarlison has shown why he's still a good striker. And I just don't see Tottenham losing this game. So I like them to win the draw, going up against Bodo Glimt. And the second play for this slip is the Inter Milan money line, going up against Slavia Prague. Same thing with the combo. I kind of mentioned that they're just a much better team, and I see them taking care of business, especially at home. I mentioned they're great at home in the Champions League last season, eliminating Barca, eliminating Bayern, eliminating Feyenoord. They beat Monaco, Leipzig, Arsenal. They were doing great at home last season in the Champions League, and I see that happening here. I don't see Slavia Prague stopping them. And in Slavia's first game, they drew to Bodo Glimt at home. They couldn't even win that game, and I mentioned they gave them 11 shots and 10 shots on target. So if they can't even beat Bodo Glimt at home, I don't see them stopping Inter Milan away. Inter can and should at least get the same amount of shots, or close to the amount of shots on target, and convert on those opportunities. They have a fully healthy squad with Thuram and Lautaro up top, and they struggled last season against European teams in the Europa League. Slavia Prague were winless in 7 of 8 games. They only were able to win 1 of those 8. Were eliminated in the group stage. They conceded to Ajax, Bilbao, Frankfurt, Fenerbahce, Malmo, PAOK. They conceded against all these teams, and again, I just don't see them stopping Inter Milan. They're picking up form and have won 3 straight games now. I see it being 4, so like the Inter Milan money line going up against Slavia Prague, and I have this live for -129. I have one more money line play that I found that I like. I got this for -152, and that's both teams to score on the Atletico Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt game. Atletico are coming off that impressive 5-2 win at home against Real Madrid, and now they're at home again. They have managed to score in all 8 games so far, which sometimes was their weakness last season. They were great defensively, but offensively sometimes they struggled, but they have seemed to fix that. They have scored in all 8 games, including the Real Madrid game. They scored against Liverpool. They scored against Villarreal. So they're picking up form, and their defense, on the other hand, has not been what has been the last couple of seasons. I just mentioned how their defense was good, but their offense was a little weaker. Now it's kind of the opposite. Their offense has been great, but defensively they haven't been able to stop teams so far. They're, like I said, they've conceded in 7 of 8 games so far, and they're missing Cardoso, which was a good signing, who's a defensive midfielder, and they have Koke in the midfield now. So he is great in experience, but he's older and not as fast, and they're also missing Jose Maria Jimenez at center back, who's a great center back for them. And Frankfurt, on the other hand, has impressed me personally this season. I didn't expect them to be scoring this many goals after they lost Marmoush and Eritike, but they have. They have scored in all 7 games so far this season and have scored 27 goals in those 7 games. So they're averaging almost 4 goals a game. And they were able to score against good teams as well, not just weak teams. They scored against Leverkusen. They scored against Galatasaray. But they have also conceded in 6 of those 7 games. But the only game in which they kept a clean sheet was the first game of the season in the German Cup against the 5th division team. So even then, they played a super weak opposition. But now they're playing Atletico Madrid. So they have been leaky on defense, but they've been great on attack. Both teams can score, but both teams are vulnerable to conceding. I see this being a back-and-forth game and an exciting game. So I like this play for -152. Both teams to score on the Atletico Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt game. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Like I mentioned before, it was a good slate when it comes to Champions League. Same thing with tomorrow. And I also said I may or may not have more added plays just because I'm going to be at work, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to kind of look at the plays. As I'm recording this video, I really should be going to sleep. But I wanted to get a video for you guys, and it's a big slate, and I found plays that I like. So I'm not sure if I will have any more, but if I do, they will be in the pinned comment. And like I mentioned, let me know your guys' input when it comes to how I should format these videos. Keep it the same. Change it up, make a slip on price picks, or potentially move over to just sports books and just make lines that way we can track profitability for this channel, because all you see is the title, but some people just take my plays, combine them with theirs, or take mine. Like I said, I just want to find some type of way to kind of track these videos, or just keep the same format. So it's completely up to y'all. Let me know what you guys think. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.